ওই স্যার আমি না কি বলবি ভিডিওতে দেখা গেল ये जन इनको
Hi friends.
ये
Hello, sir.
ইয়ারফোনটা
Yeah, 7-4.
এখানে তো এই কোথায়
We'll wait for 1 or 2 more minutes. 1 more minute. We are just 4 of us. Yeah, 5 including me. You've got a screen recording pop-up, na?
স্যার আমার শরীরটা ঠিক লাগবে না একটু ডোন্ট মাইন্ড বুঝতে পেরেছিস বলে দিচ্ছি
We'll start at 7:05.
हेलो सर। हेलो सर।
Hi. So 1,
हेलो
2,
सर।
1, 2, 3, 4 of us. It's 7:05. Without wasting any time,
या
we'll start. Huh?
सर मेरा असाइनमेंट नहीं हुआ, मेरा आज एग्जाम था।
अच्छा, ऐसा एग्जाम कैसा था?
एग्जाम अच्छा गया। अभी अगला एग्जाम जो होगा वो मेरा वो फिल्म वाले सब्जेक्ट का ही होगा। मैं कॉलेज में भी यही
अच्छा।
सब्जेक्ट पढ़ते हैं ना,
अच्छा,
तो अगला सब्जेक्ट फिल्म वाले का ही।
कॉपी किया कि नहीं?
कॉपी तो नहीं किया।
करना था ना?
हाँ, क्योंकि ये सब्जेक्ट तो आता ही था। अच्छा
बढ़िया बढ़िया।
हाँ।
कॉपी मत
अच्छा
करना।
सर।
हाँ, कॉपी मत करना, नहीं तो राम सर ने बोला कॉपी करने के लिए, ऐसा मत बोलो पेरेंट्स को।
हाँ अच्छा। अरे सर ये पूछना था सर, वो एफटीआई के टीवी विंग के फॉर्म्स आ चुके हैं लेकिन फिल्म विंग के अभी तक फॉर्म्स नहीं आया। मतलब ऐसा दो तीन महीने से।
परसों देखा मैंने, आई हैव सीन दैट होल थिंग। देयर हैज बीन अ कॉल फॉर, राइट? अगर आया ना पता नहीं, इज इट द सेम एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म? आई थिंक इट इज द सेम, राइट? नो,
Yes, sir.
it is the same and you have to choose it between TV or film or something like that.
ও এটা সেম ফর্মটা করতে হবে মা।
हाँ, एक बार चेक कर लो ना।
ওরা বলছে টিভি বা ফিল্মটা বলছে সেমই ফর্ম।
अच्छा ओके।
You have to, I think
टीवी वाला जो है वो 1 ईयर डिप्लोमा है, फिल्म वाला 3 ईयर डिप्लोमा है।
yeah, the TV course of 1 year is almost a condensed form of a 3 years course, है ना? The syllabus is almost the same but everything is condensed. TV film में थोड़ा सा it's a bit detailed.
ओके
You get to do more number of exercises and stuff like that.
Sir, it's a full question. If film aspirants can apply in this TV wing.
Yeah. So people apply for film and television and people apply in Calcutta and in Pune and all these possibilities I think are there.
सर फिल्म्स के लिए अलग से फॉर्म आएगा क्या?
नहीं, I think it is the same form और उसमें से आपको you have to select, I think, है ना?
ओके सर।
Just cross check the form and उसमें detail there might be details there.
ओके।
I think it's the same form and I think you have to tick which one do you want. And I think there are 2 forms. If you want to apply for film and both film and television, I think you have to fill 2 forms or something like that. But
ओके सर।
always if there is some changes, you just doubts and stuff like that. If there is an email, just talk to that concerned person, and they'll be able to tell you if anything there is any change there. But these kinds of things every year they change a little bit here and there, so it is better to ask them exactly what to do.
ओके सर। अच्छा सर एक क्वेश्चन और था कि जो 4 क्वेश्चन का आपने कल असाइनमेंट दिया था उसमें थर्ड वाला था कि अगर आप एक इंडिपेंडेंट फिल्म मेकर हैं और आपको अपनी फिल्म की पब्लिसिटी करनी है तो आप कैसे करेंगे? तो सर क्या हम फिल्म के थीम के हिसाब से मैं ये लिख सकती हूँ कि मेरी जो फर्स्ट फिल्म है वो इस थीम के ऊपर है तो मैं इसके हिसाब से करना चाहती हूँ, क्योंकि मैं मानती हूँ कि हर थीम के हिसाब से फिल्म का प्रमोशन करना यूनिक है।
Yes, that's true. That's true. And
ओके सर,
yeah,
तो मैं ऐसा लिख सकती हूँ कि अपने थीम के साथ थीम लिखूं कि इस फिल्म पे थीम पे फिल्म है, और फिर मैं उस थीम के अकॉर्डिंग इसकी पब्लिसिटी कैंपेन करूं।
absolutely, absolutely fine. Absolutely.
ओके सर, ठीक है, तो मैं अभी अपना ये प्रोजेक्ट ही कर लेती हूँ, असाइनमेंट ही भर देती हूँ।
Yeah, it's already 7:09. No?
या
Somebody, Ananya, can you mute if you're not speaking? I've muted Ananya. So we'll start. The
Yes, sir.
first person is Ajay. है ना?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is it the screen share is clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can start.
Yes. First question: what
Yeah.
is the duty of chief assistant director in pre-production, production, and post-production? Answer: in a film, assistant director's help is very important. The assistant director plans the film's schedules, working with the director of photography, and other heads of department to ensure an efficient shoot. In pre-production, they break down the script, analyzing it for what will be needed in terms of cast, locations, equipment, and crew. They lead requests and going off to locations to access their suitability for filming. Assistant director's duties in pre-production. First one, visualizing the script. Reading the script and knowing what this means in terms of cameras, locations, and cast. Understand the director's vision. Second one, planning. Analyze what is needed for the shoot and coordinate the schedules of various departments and including cameras, makeup, hair, and costume thing ahead. Third one, multitasking. Pay close attention to what is happening in one shot while getting ready for the next one. Fourth one, communication. AD has to communicate with a wide range of people to know exactly what is required of them and get them to work together. Also the ability to listen to the director. AD have to help the director in post-production stage. Also help to the editor what scenes are correct. Sir, I don't know what is happening in AD at the post-production stage, so I just wrote in as 2 sentences.
Yeah. So more or less you have an overview of it, but some details and all are missing. You could have explained.
Okay.
You could have explained this in the film's assistant director, and now you have started off with assistant director, but the question is specifically on
Chief
chief assistant director. You know? So anyway,
Okay. Sir, can I ask you a question? What is the difference between chief assistant director and assistant director?
see, there is one main chief assistant director who is in charge of the whole department. The director is in charge of the entire film, and
Okay.
and is in charge of the direction department. And to help this guy, there could be either an associate director, which is almost
Okay.
at par with that, or a co-director. Co-director is joint director, and associate director, or they could also be a chief assistant director. Now, all the ADs, other ADs, second AD, first AD, second AD, third AD, fourth AD, and everyone reports to the chief assistant director. The director doesn't normally deal on a daily basis or a hourly basis. That he doesn't deal with the other assistant director. He deals with the chief assistant director. He's a one-point contact for everything. The chief assistant director is one-point contact for everything for the director. Not only the assistant directors, but the others also. And he's the one chief. I mean, his role is very, very, his or her role is very, very important. So in that sense, you have just broadly figured out the contours of what the chief assistant does without telling the name, chief assistant, and you have
Chief assistant.
so you'll have to, I think, he works the schedule. Absolutely correct. It is his or her responsibility. He or she works with the director and the director of photography. Normally, he is the go man, in between man, between of course the director and the camera person would have a broad discussion and stuff like that. The implementation of which is the responsibility of the chief assistant director. Everything implementation, whatever is there in the direct. Later on you have said that the AD he said he has to communicate with the director. No, he has to implement. Of course, communication is there. He has to implement. He is the man,
Okay.
right? And man Friday of the director. And that's his role. Otherwise, you almost
Okay.
got it right. He has they break down the script. Absolutely correct. You have to break down the script. Why do you want to break down the script?
Scheduling.
For the scheduling, for the cast, for the
Yes.
location, for the equipment, crew, and then you have to figure out the costumes, and
Yes.
and you have to help your assistant directors to figure out how many days are there, when, in which scene, which costume should be there, what sort of makeup should be there, and all he would not be doing on his own in terms of thought process. He would be implementing whatever the main unit, the sound and the camera and the director
Yes.
would have discussed. So basically, visualizing the script. Basically, the script is visualized by the director himself or herself with the camera person and stuff like that. What the chief assistant director does is he or she implements that visual process. Basically.
Okay.
Of course, there are other directors like there was this director. There was this director called B.V. Karan. He was basically a theater personality, and then he wanted to make a film because the producer wouldn't put in money unless B.V. Karan directed it. But he knew nothing about films. He knew
Okay.
nothing. He only knew about handling actors and stuff like that. So all the visualization was done by the associate director at that point of time. Is a chief assistant director, which was Girish Kasaravali. So in that
Okay.
sense, sometimes they do it, but otherwise it is a responsibility of the director to visualize the whole script in his head, and there's a specific word for that,
Okay,
which will come to know when you enter into the institute. So he or she has to read the script. So one thing you missed out, he's responsible for numbering the shots. When you're
Yes.
breaking down, shot breakdown is jointly done by the director and the chief assistant director and the camera person. So it's his or her job, chief assistant director's job, to number the shots so that you can plan the schedules. And so such and such a date, we are going to say shot number 7, shot number 15, and shot number 35, and shot number 56 to 59. So that's the schedule. So everyone knows what shot number 7 is. So then that has been written and communicated to all in terms of, and that in the post-production, and you rightly pointed out that you have to figure out which is okay, which is NG. You know what is an NG? NG is no good, no good. So you have to write that. There is something called a continuity sheet, which the assistant director does. It's not the job of the chief assistant director to maintain the continuity sheet, but he is responsible for it. And then the assistant director writes the continuity, and the chief assistant director then goes to the edit and then figures out the numbers, assembling. When you assemble the shots, you have the numbers ready and stuff like that, and which is okay, which is NG, and all he does. So so you've got 192 words. It's a bit sketchy in the sense, you could have probably elaborated a certain few things here and there. Broadly, your point, multitasking, of course, it's multitasking. You have to know everything. He or she also handles the actors. One of the jobs is like, does the rehearsals before the shoot and all these things. We could have written it a little bit now. As we speak about this answer and question, you'll get more idea of what the role of the chief assistant director is. Clear? So we'll go. Next question will go. Next question will go.
What are the advantages of attending a film festival? Answer. I believe the film festival celebrate watching films in different languages. It's a common place to witness different people and different ideas. Maybe it can change people's perspective of any topic. As we know, cinema is a tool for influencing people. When we are going to school, we have to study what we want. Also, children's perspective will change our minds when we are at school. In a film festival, there are differences in film categories. Attending film festival can meet those in our age persons who they are different tastes in films. There are some advantages. First one, witness to watch different films. There is an exposure to watch different films. There is wide range of films and about their style, genres, and cultures. When we have to witness a world cinema, that will be affecting our thoughts, also improving our cinematic expressions. Second, film is education. Film can educate attendees about art and filmmaking. In a film festival, there is also masterclass sessions, retrospectives, and screenings that focuses on cinema. Third one, discovering a talent. Film festivals can offer to share the new aspiring makers' films to screen in a place. Also, we can see their talent and their cinema views. Fourth one, connection for aspiring team. Film festival is a place where we can see masters of films more than directors, writers, and other technicians. So we can connect with them. It will be helpful for our future projects. Fifth one, debate on screening films. After watching a film festival, there is a talk between attendees and filmmakers. We can ask our doubts or what we dislike. That this will help us deeply move on to the next films. Sixth one, culture of the film. In each film has different culture. So at a film festival, we can see different culture that maybe affect our view. Seventh one, celebration. Film festivals celebrate the art of filmmaking and provide platform for filmmakers and audiences to come together and share their passion for cinema.
Yeah. So it looks like you have attended quite a few film festivals. Is that it?
Yes, I International Film Festival Kerala second time at
You-
last year
So
December.
you more or less know what a film festival entails. You know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is one thing probably you could have incorporated is that you can sometimes help. There is a marketing. You mentioned that there's a marketing section. Did you
Okay,
mention
okay.
you can market a film? You can try help marketing a film, and in
Oh.
that marketing sessions, you can meet prospective producers if there is a marketing section in the film festival.
Okay.
And I don't think the Kerala Film Festival has a market section. No? But,
No, sometimes no. There is a dialogue film festival in Ottapalam, Palakkad. Maybe there is always a marketing sessions.
the market. So
Some,
if
yeah.
you go to Goa, if we and
No,
invariably,
I didn't go Goa. I only in Kerala.
no problem. So I'm saying as an example, if you go to Goa, there is a marketing section.
Okay, okay.
So you can try and register yourself in that marketing session and enter and try and meet and get some producers and stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
Another thing, these film festivals also play a role is like there are other film festival curators who come to the film festival. You know, they are looking for films and stuff like that. You can coordinate with them and try and figure out your festival does the festival need such a film if you are a filmmaker. You know?
Okay, okay.
Otherwise, you're more or less covered all the. And if you go to Goa, you can drink beer.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
that's just a joke. No? Don't take
Okay,
it
okay,
serious.
okay.
Don't take it
Hey, no,
serious.
no, no.
Seriously. Yeah. So
Okay.
okay, you're more or less
Yes, sir.
because it's from personal experience. You're saying I think you're more or less got it. You know? But I you still write in Malayalam and translate in Google Translate in English.
No, this only write in English.
So try and practice some more English writing. You know? So that will probably help. You know? So every
Okay.
time you won't be there to explain, you know, what is it. And I also know by now I've had a few sessions with you guys. I also know if you're writing like this, you might mean like this because there is a familiarity to it. You know, but when you write the question paper, answer paper, people might not be as familiar with you and with your language as I am. You know? And you won't be there to explain this is it. Even if I have some doubts, I will ask. That option is not there for you. I think I suggest that you start practicing a little more hard in
Okay.
your language, English language at least.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Or you can ask them, you can request them if they can allow you to write in Malayalam. I just check what is to be done and stuff like that. But I'm sure
Okay,
there are a lot of
Arey, Ajay, I would also like to see you writing in that.
Okay.
But you have to check with them. You have to
वैसे
check, the chief controlling examiner or whoever that person is. You have to check with them. Otherwise, I suggest you start practicing and just get your basic communication right in terms of English.
Yeah, okay.
Because your thoughts
Okay,
are
okay.
like more or less there, but it gets lost in the translation kind of thing. You know?
Okay, okay.
I can give you a certain leverage because I know you by now. You know? It's already 2-3 weeks and stuff like that, and I can give you a leverage, but I'm not there while correcting it. Somebody else will be there.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll go for
Yes.
the next question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is question number 4. Question number 3 is
You see?
Yeah.
What?
that is that page from before that page. Yes, this page.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Question number 3. If you are an indie filmmaker and made first, how will you organize the publicity for your film? Answer. Is also a very difficult task to reach films to the audience. There is a big approach to the publicity for our films. First one, culture of the film and target audience. Firstly, an indie maker understands what the culture that you made it on film is. In that way, we can set the target audience. Second one, marketing. A film should market through any way. After setting the target audience, we have to release the attractive content like posters, teaser, or trailers. Third one, conducting a team. There should be a team for marketing our film. The team also shares our posters and teasers. Fourth one, submit to film festival. Submit films in film festivals is get an exposure for films and also get publicity. It attracts more people. Fifth one, building an online ads. Through social media, build an online presence for our film. Share engaging content such as behind the scenes or teasers and any updates. Sixth one, challenging. Conducting, sorry, it's a mistake. Conducting a challenge to the audience like poster making challenge. This will help you market the film.
Yeah. So here too, it's you've got some broad points and stuff like that, but you could have elaborated. I understand that language is a concern, and I seriously request you to write to the institute in the email given and see if you can write in your regional language. And I'm
Okay.
sure there are a lot of Malayalis in the institute who can look at this. But I don't know. It is just I don't know what the take is. But otherwise, you should be looking at your languaging. And if you have the languaging, you could have probably explained a little bit more in
Okay.
this. You know, because you have broadly, you have figured out that every film has a culture. You know, every film has a cultural context to it, and that the filmmaker would know that cultural context, and that the marketing should be in accordance with that, and that is clear in your first
Okay.
line.
Okay.
But this might not be clear for the other people who are looking at your answer paper for the first time.
Okay.
So then you talked about marketing. What is the target audience you have? You know, that kind of a thing. You should also look at posters, trailers, or teasers you talked about. What one thing you missed is probably in which platform in which form are you releasing, and what is the marketing? Marketing is for which platform? You know, is it going to be released in theaters? Is it going to be released in online? Is it going to be released in DVDs? You know, VODs and stuff like that. So your marketing would be dependent on your platform. You know, and even in the platform, it's an internet platform. Is it a video on demand? Is it a subscription based thing, or is it free YouTube free? You know? So all that, if you have, your marketing will be very focused, and therefore your campaign also would be publicity campaign also would be very focused. For example, the filmmaker of Kantara, Rishabh Shetty. Before Kantara, he doesn't believe, or it is not necessary for him. He says it's not necessary for him to go for posters, banners. In South, what happens? They make huge banners, 30-foot, 40-foot banners of Shivaji Ganeshan and Kamal Haasan and all those things, you know, stars and stuff like that. So he says that is not necessary. If you have interview, if you have the internet, all you have to do is and look at the algorithms. You know, how does algorithm of each of these social media works, and that is an important aspect of publicity. You know, so if you're using the internet formula, so he hardly spends much on publicity and posters, except for Kantara, but he was not the producer. Somebody else was the producer, and then he had to, and they spent a lot because the film earned a lot of money. So, for example, only by in one of his films, only by releasing the song in a very calculated way, on YouTube, he earned about 30 lakhs. He earned
Okay.
about 30 lakhs. So before even it hit the theaters, in terms of likes and dislikes and advertisements and stuff like that. So all that you could have probably expanded, but I can understand that English is a concern, and I suggest you do something about it. At least for the entrance exam. Either you pick it up or you ask them if you can write it in your mother tongue.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know what they're going to say, but then I mean that's the reality.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll go for the next question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Choose any well-known documentary film made by an Indian filmmaker and write 10 points. What is so great about that film? Indian documentary films have gained recognition and acclaim for various reasons. Curry and Cyanide, the Jolly Joseph case is a well-known documentary film made by Christo Tommy. The real-life case of Jolly Joseph, a lady suspected of planning the cyanide poisoning of 6 family members over more than years, including a 2-year-old kid. Some points are great to make this documentary film. First one, innovative filmmaking. The director is using creative narratives for the film. Also, there is a team for acting for the real character what they did. The director uses storytelling with the real scenes. Second one, social impact. At the end of documentary film, the director conveys the message. The director could keep the questions until the end of the film. At last, main character reveals the message. This will create a social impact. Third one, relatable to human. The director picked a story that related to human stories. It deals with the struggles and patience of humans and it is connected to the audience. Fourth one, history. The director researched and explored the history very well. In this documentary film, each character tells their history and that is connected to more people. Fifth one, impacting views. Some scenes makes an impact. This is an unknown fact and a highly new idea. This film is influencing people. Sixth one, culture. Each documentary has its own culture. The film could tell about their culture and it is highly related to the people. Seventh one, content. Of course, the content is relevant. So Christo, the director, chooses different content that is new to the audience. Eighth one, director's film. After watching this documentary film, we can tell this is a director's film because he perfectly uses the techniques like cinematography, editing, and others. This is the best cinematic excellence.
This again, I'm a little disappointed, Ajay,
Okay.
on this. So for the sake of it, you have taken 8 points and stuff like that. So
Okay.
for example, innovative filmmaking, you say, the director
Yeah.
is using creative narratives for the film. What does creative narrative mean? What does it mean?
Okay. I means he tells story differently and different people tells one story and through the different people.
Okay, so then if that is what you mean by creative narrative, then you have to write a line there.
Okay.
The director is using creative narratives for a film where one particular story is told by different people, so that there are multiple viewpoints, and that has to be explained. So otherwise, it becomes very sketchy. And then there is a team for acting for the real character, which means they have they enacted portions.
Yes, sir. There is a acted portions. Not the real characters, the real character.
Real. For the real characters, there is a team. So the line could be there are actors used to act out the real characters and stuff like that. So that things become more clear.
Okay.
This director uses storytelling with real scenes. Okay, you mean that acting scenes and stuff like that. Okay. So social impact. Even here, directors conveys the message. It says,
Yes.
And what is the message?
Okay. So if I write the message, there is a leaking message or
leak. What is leaking? No, see, you're starting
or
off something.
leaking the suspense, or that maybe affect.
Not necessary. Not see.
Okay.
What if you leaking the suspense? This is an examination, right? We're not
Okay,
writing a
okay.
review. Huh? It's an examination that you need to know and things need to be clear. Huh? If it's a review, then okay, leaking information aspect will come. Huh? But this is an examination, and then but especially so the things are not clear. Director conveys the message. What is the message?
Okay.
You know how rightly he has conveyed here. He has conveyed. That is not there. He says that it becomes all the more important because he keeps the question till the end of the film. What is the question that is kept? I don't know. You know, according to
Okay,
this.
okay.
You know, and he says that, and then you go ahead and says the last character reveals the message. It becomes all the more important that you say what is the message. You know,
Okay.
and which you say has a great social impact. You know, see these kinds of there are certain when you think about certain things. I'm sure even when you're thinking in Malayalam. When you have these words, the same
Okay.
with relatable to human beings and stuff like that. It's the same. You have to. Then you correctly say that he has researched, you know, explored
No.
history as well, and because it is well researched, it connects to more people. That's fantastic. That's good, you know.
Okay.
Then it makes an impact. You know, he says, what
Okay.
sort of impact? You know, why is it making an impact? That an unknown fact. You know, what is a fact? You have not even told what is the theme. You know,
Okay.
a fact is that cyanide, right? Okay, so I got that. The unknown fact and highly new idea. What is this new idea? Highly new idea. I don't know. What do you mean?
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So all these things you'll have to be absolutely clear, crystal clear about that. Otherwise it will not get communicated. You know, it will not
Okay,
get
okay.
communicated. I can see that you have it in your thought process, but it is not coming across in the write up. And believe
Okay,
me,
okay.
if it is not coming across in the write up, 60 to 70% chances are there when you make your film, your thought process is not coming in the film. That
Okay,
is my
okay.
experience over these years. You know, it is not if you can't express it, or some films and some things you can't express it, but you know how to take shots and stuff like that. But by and large, if you can't formulate it, you know, on paper, it will remain. It will remain
Okay.
because you're assuming things. Because you're assuming things, you know, that I know or the others know and stuff like that. Others might not know. You know?
Okay, okay.
So be careful about that. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. We'll go for the next person, which is Ananya.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, so I'll start reading.
Yeah.
What is the duty of Chief Assistant Director in the pre-production, production, and post-production? A Chief Assistant Director helps the director in the following ways. First, pre-production. First point, go on recce with the director and technicians. The Chief Assistant Director goes for a recce with or without the director to check whether the place is suitable or not for shooting. Check with the DOP regarding what types of lights are to be used and from where connections are required in case conventional lights like baby or multi is used. Check with the sound engineer if the place echoes or there is any kind of reverb. After this, the chief assistant informs the director so that the director can pre-plan and there is less difficulty in the shooting or production process. Second point, prepare call sheets. The chief assistant prepares call sheets prior to the shooting in accordance to the time schedules of various departments. During the making of my short film, my assistant director, my friend, would call the actors and the technicians, would call the actors after the technicians before only to set up the lighting so that the actors don't sit idle and time is not wasted and discipline is maintained on the set. They can also help the director at the time of storyboarding of a script. So scroll. Yeah. Production, maintain continuity. The director manages all the departments so that so the chief assistant director helps the director by maintaining makeup continuity, lighting continuity, prop continuity, actor position continuity. Chief assistant director is also responsible for logistics and other miscellaneous work. When I was a kid, shootings of CID used to take place in my building. Hence, I would also observe the chief assistant director, ask people to get side or see to it that the actors are not disturbed in their caravans. Knowing the work of all the other departments, the chief assistant director should also be a good technician because there also might be cases where one of the technicians falls sick and is unable to work, but the production money can be wasted. And the actors actors' dates aren't available. So they should know the basics of lighting, handling a camera, and operating a boom rod so that in case of emergency or mishap, the shooting process happens smoothly. Third, maintaining discipline. The chief assistant acts as a school or college monitor on a film set. In the documentary called Chale Chalo on Lagan, which I watched recently, the actors used to get up early in the morning and leave at 5. Amir Khan was late, so in order to strive for discipline, the assistant director left him there and went for the shooting. Amir Khan himself said this in the documentary. Then post production, sitting with the editor. The chief assistant director sits with the editor and gives him or her the footages and helps them achieve a rough cut and synchronize sound with visuals number wise, because a lot of times the wrong number of a sound clip might be matched with some other visual. The AD helps with small errors like this. Distribution of film. If the director decides to send the films to different festivals, the chief assistant director calls the core crew members if there is any sort of large scale screening or short scale screening.
Yeah, so this is a very comprehensive. How long is this?
Sir, this is 500 only,
Very-
510 words, yeah.
This is very comprehensive. I understand that you have worked as a chief assistant director. You have directed, of
Yeah,
course.
actually, I haven't. I directed like a short film. I wasn't the AD, so I directed it. I did not do the work of a chief assistant director, but like I saw what all roles like
Yeah,
is needed.
this is by and large, this is very comprehensive what you have written. It gives an impression that you have gone through that process in whichever capacity that you have,
Yeah.
and then it's detailed to the key, to the key. You know, first you go on a recce kind of a thing, and you do all those things that is there, and this is very practical. You know, like
Yeah.
you go there and see if there is an echo there, it's a reverb there. You go there and look if there are any safety issues there, and then and those are one has to coordinate with the stunt people to get into that,
Yes.
and all those things are there. You know, the kind of lights that are, of course, the lights are the responsibility of the DOP, but then we also he or she also has to be a technician, as you rightly pointed out later on, multitasking.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, even Ajay had talked about multitasking. Call sheets is the most important kind of a thing. No? Before the call sheet, you'll have to prepare schedules and stuff like that. And that
Yeah,
you
sir.
have, that you have mentioned. And
Yeah.
the rehearsals, I guess you call the actors for rehearsals, you know,
Yes, sir.
and all that is very important. And then you maintain continuity. You said he's responsible. He doesn't maintain himself personally, maintains the continuity, but he's responsible for it. And he or she has a whole sort of set of assistant directors who maintain
Yeah.
costume continuity, action continuity, dress continuity, looks continuity, 180 degrees thing and stuff like that. You know? So you have all got it correct. You know? I'm very happy with this answer.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we'll go for the next one.
Yes, sir. What are the advantages of attending a film festival? First, networking with different industry people. Networking is the core of filmmaking. Film festivals allows artists from different countries meet, communicate, and if the communication goes well, collaborate with artists. When RRR was screened at Cannes, I saw a video clipping on YouTube of Steven Spielberg praising Rajamouli sir, saying how grand his film was. Second point, celebration and exposure to different cultures and ethnicities. It is through films people come to know about different cultures and understand them. Later on, research about a particular country's history and why films are made the way they are made. For example, when I exposed myself to Iranian cinema, I researched that it is heavily inspired from Italian neorealism, and that helped me better understand and appreciate films of Iran. Movies like Separation by Asghar Farhadi won an Oscar for Best Foreign Language Film in 2012, which brought attention to Iran and how it is as a country. Third, attending after parties. Since I personally have never attended any after party of a film festival, I have heard that it let actors, directors, and people connect and discuss about films. It helps them get work. Fourth, it gives artists recognition if the work is good. A 2021 film called The Worst Person in the World is a Norwegian movie directed by Joachim Trier, won several awards. The Cannes Best Actress award went to Renée Rennes in the year 2021. and the Goya Awards for Best European Film went to Joachim Trier in 2023. I forgot to mention that. These awards gave will give the artist name and fame, which might help them get work easily in the future. Fifth point, encourages you to learn new languages. If you made a film on a different culture or ethnicity, but you belong to a different country, it's best that you learn the language and imbibe the culture of that place, so that when you are interviewed, you can speak to the audience in their mother tongue, which will help create inclusivity from their part and encourage the audience to watch their film. Abbas Kiarostami is an Iranian director, but he made a film called Certified Copy for the French audience.
Yeah, so you based on what your experience is, you have attended film festivals, Ananya?
No, sir, I haven't. So I
I
have.
think, and where do you stay? In
Sir, Mumbai, sir.
so there are quite a few film festivals that are happening
Yeah,
here.
sir. Sir,
Mami.
I haven't had the time and I didn't know much, but I will attend later on.
Yeah, so it does look like this is a very theoretical answer, you know.
Yeah.
So you haven't talked about marketing, you haven't talked about you talked about networking and stuff like that, but you
Yeah,
haven't
sir.
talked about we talked about recognition. You know, you haven't talked about marketing, you haven't talked about quite a few things. You know, there are these events that happen. You know, there are these script events that happen. You know,
Okay,
there are
sir.
workshops that happen, and you can have market screenings if your film is not selected, and you can hire a theater and do some marketing. There are specific theaters there, and you can market. You can have marketing screenings of that film, and all those. A lot of people say my film was there in Cannes Film Festival. You know, so officially they are not there, but what they do is basically they hire a theater. There's provision for that. Hire a small theater and have a press conference, and then they give, in Indian conditions, they give samosa and chai, and there they give, after the screening, they give some red wine or stuff like that. You know, some sausages, things like that. You know, so you're getting publicity from the film festival. All these factors. I suggest that you attend a film festival. You know,
Okay, sir.
so you talked about attending after parties, and then
Sir, I've seen like online, so I wrote it.
see, I'll tell you, these after parties like networking do happen, and people get drunk, and one filmmaker gives galis to another filmmaker after. I've seen that. So the film festival also helps in recognizing the true nature of the filmmaker.
True.
So I suggest you.
Yeah.
I mean, you attend some film festivals that are easily available for you, and if you can go to Goa, and there's nothing like it. It's one of
Okay,
the
sir.
biggest
Okay, sir.
you know, so I'm not too excited about this question answer that
Yeah,
you give,
sir.
because of these reasons that I gave you. You know?
Yeah,
So
sir.
then I've told you ways and means to overcome that. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Question 3.
Yeah. Question 3. If you are an indie film director and made your first feature, how will you organize the publicity for your film? First, post on social media. I will post the link of my film on Instagram and Facebook and give them the link of my film so that they can watch my first feature on an online platform, not any, on an online platform called Vimeo. Since I have a decent number of followers on social media platforms, it will help me market my work. I will tell my friends and family to post the link of my feature on their WhatsApp statuses, which will pull in more number of people. Second, attend various artistic social events. Socializing at art or theater events allows you to meet people from all walks of life, basically people who enjoy arts. When you introduce yourself, you can bring up the topic about your feature film and gain exposure. I would usually go to theaters like Prithvi Theatre and NMACC, which brought me and my work to attention. I met Gandhar Deshpande at a renowned national level classical singer in one of the events, and introduced myself and my work. Point 3, give shout out during breaks in between my dance shows. Since I'm a classical dancer, before shows, a brief introduction is given about us before our dance recital begins. In that introduction, I will mention my feature film, which will help me disseminate my work to people who mostly watch commercial cinema. It will help me spread my work to the South Indian crowd, not always, but mostly South Indians enjoy classical Indian dance shows about my indie or contemporary work. Fourth point, send my feature to film festivals. I will send my feature to film festivals like the Geomami Film Festivals or Goa Film Festivals, which will help me and my film garner exposure and publicize my film. Fifth point, give announcements during Indian festivals. I have relatives in Kolkata who can help me during Durga Puja. They can make announcements or ask someone to make announcements regarding my feature when a lot of performances take place during at the time during the pandal and when people eat. A grammatical error. It will work as an advertisement and pull in a lot of people because there's a lot of rush in Kolkata during Durga Puja.
Yeah. So basically, again, I can see that you know from experience what you have experienced, so you are looking at. So you are marketing a feature film that too of a commercial nature. Is that it? From what
I
I
am
gather,
marketing a
feature film,
hmm,
which is commercial in nature. Is that it?
not completely commercial, but I'm trying to commercialize it
Acha, like
because
that. See,
yeah, trying to commercialize it.
okay, so I will mention my feature film, which will help me disseminate my work to people who mostly okay, so got it. So it's basically a feature film that you're talking about,
Yeah, and they
and
have said indie or an indie filmmaker.
what does
So
indie mean?
indie is an independent or art house cinema, if I'm not wrong.
Okay,
Independent art house cinema, so I took it that way. But
uh,
I believe that you can always try to commercialize an art house cinema, though it will never
fine,
take the place of a commercial cinema.
fine.
So basically, if I was working as a commercial artist, I could have written marketing, getting the help of big production houses and all that. Since it is
Mm,
mentioned that you are an indie filmmaker or you have
mm,
made an art house cinema, so in
mm,
that case, how will you market your film? So these
fine.
are the points which came to my head. Like if I have to like do it, so this is my way of doing it. If some person is from some other background, they will
Mm,
use their brain that how can
I
they market it.
I
So
understand. So
yeah,
you have this. I am aware of the scale of Durga Puja.
Durga Puja is, and you can, yeah, and if
And
you like, there's a lot, and the pandals are
huge,
huge,
huge.
and a lot of people come there. So if
Uh,
you can just put a word in there, that would
mm,
be of great
yeah.
help.
I also, this is also not clear that this marketing is for which platform, in the sense that is it internet platform or is it for theaters? Is it for
Yeah, so that I have
multiplexes?
to like research even more because till now,
Uh,
like I'm only aware of a few short film platforms, not even feature. So that
okay.
I'll research about it because
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not much aware of.
So for all this marketing that you put, what's your platform that you have in mind?
So, for the time being, from like my short film Touchwood, which I shot like in December, like I have planned to like upload not on Vimeo because it's not available to like everybody, not like YouTube. So you need to put a passcode or something like that, and then people can view your work.
Yeah.
Like so,
So
yeah.
it's
So
an
I'm
online internet
yeah,
platform.
yeah. That's
Platform.
for like a short film. I have to research more about like
I guess it would,
features,
yeah, I
features
guess,
and all that.
yeah, I guess it would be the same thing, and even if it was a feature film.
Hmm.
And yeah, this could work. Basically, Durga Puja could work, and where there is a scale involved. No,
Okay.
so this is what give shout outs to, which is fine, but this
Mm.
is a minor kind of your audience would be how many dance shows you do in a year? One, two, three,
Yeah.
10. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. So how many people you could? So this is an individual kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Or you could say I would contact Spick Mackley. You know what is Spick Mackley?
Mm.
Spick is an organization that do cultural works all over India.
Okay.
So then I would
So
give
what's the name? 1 second, I'll type it.
SPIC MAC, Spick Mackley. So MACKY or MACY or something like that.
MACKY.
Either it is KY or MACY, Spick
Oh,
Mackie. It's called Spick Mackie. So I don't know if it is still functional now. I'm just giving an example. And
okay.
they hold cultural events in all colleges in India. Their network is
Okay. Okay.
very
Okay.
scale. So if you
Yeah,
can
sir.
have a tie up with them, and the shout
Mm.
outs are not just about during your dance performances, but
Yeah.
somebody's music performances. Like
Yeah. Yeah, sir.
big guys come and give concerts.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
I saw for example in my youth Gangubai Handel giving a
Mm.
musical concert. I'm just giving you an example, the scale that they have. So you could use their platform or any platform that you want. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, um, you go beyond the individual, you as an individual. Of course, you could
Okay.
do your
Okay.
own way, but how much
Mm-hmm.
would you target? So you have to look at scale, you know.
Scale it up. अच्छा.
Scale it up. Even
Okay.
this artistic and social events and
I
stuff.
have thought it in terms of a short film. I haven't thought it in terms of a feature film.
Yeah. So
My
that-
answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that. At some point of time, there is a mention of feature film, and therefore one gets the. So even if it is a short film, if you want a larger audience, you look at these larger platforms. For example, this social media has a large footprint, you know. So it will be good to put your stuff there, you know. So that's what I thought the write-up entailed. You know? Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So just scale it up. When you're talking about marketing, when you're talking about publicity, you just scale it up. You know? Of
Yeah.
course, there is also something called the word by mouth. But that's natural publicity. You know? That some people have seen it and have told other persons that you see it and stuff like that. But that you can't do anything except that it has to come organically. You can't do
Yeah.
anything about that. So unless make a good film. You know? So that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So question 4, you haven't written, right?
Oh, sorry.
You were about to write, then you thought I'm not.
Yeah, I was about to write it, but then I was like in a hurry. So I was like, I was like, I'll send these answers, then I'll send the fourth answer, and then I
Time.
felt,
You
yeah.
can still write it and you can do it tomorrow also.
Yeah, sir. Right.
So we'll go for the.
Yeah, sir.
So that's it, na, Ananya?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah, but your first one, I think,
Mm.
was correct. Na,
Yeah.
ekdam satak. Na? Because you've experienced that and stuff.
Yeah, sir.
ये आधा यहाँ पे आधा आपने इमेजिन किया होगा.
इमेजिन किया है, हाँ सर. कि ऐसा हो सकता
हो
है.
सकता है. फिल्म फेस्टिवल में वो पार्टीज होता है नाइट में.
हाँ.
But sometimes when people get drunk and that's when deals happen, film deals
Yeah.
happen. But anyway, no.
Yeah,
So you
sir.
were honest about it. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, yes, sir.
Is Geet there? Geet?
प्रेजेंट सर.
Geet.
अच्छा सर.
या गीत आप चालू करेंगे या एक 5 मिनट का ब्रेक ले ले, पानी पी के आ जाता हूँ, है ना.
जैसे ही
हाँ.
आपकी आज्ञा.
हाँ, तो पानी पी 5 minutes ब्रेक, विल कम बैक एट 8 o'clock, है ना.
ओके सर.
ठीक है. Okay. All of you are here? Shall we start?
जैसी आपकी आज्ञा सर.
हाँ, चालू कर देते.
Okay. The Chief Assistant Director (CAD) has a vital role in making sure a movie gets made smoothly. They are like the glue that holds everything together during three main stages: pre-production, production, and post-production. Let's break down what they do in simpler terms. Pre-production, understanding the story. The CAD reads the script to get what the director wants and figures out how to make it happen. Planning the schedule. They work with others to decide when and where to shoot, making sure it's realistic and doable. Managing money. Alongside the production manager, they help decide how much everything will cost and make sure the project stays within budget. Building the team. The CAD helps hire key people like assistant directors and production assistants needed for a successful shoot. Finding places to shoot. They help pick and secure locations that match what's in the script. Production. Keeping order on set. The CAD makes sure everything stays on schedule and that everyone knows what they should be doing. Solving problems. If something unexpected comes up, the CAD makes quick decisions to keep things running smoothly. Communication expert. The talk between director and the crew, making sure everyone is on the same page. Safety first. The CAD works to keep everyone safe and on set by following safety rules and plans. Post production, editing help. The CAD works with the editor to make sure the final cut of the film matches what the director had in mind. Sound and music coordination. They help make sure the sound and music fit well within the overall feel of the movie. Dealing with special effects if needed. If the movie has ये cool word नहीं add करना चाहिए था. And visual effects. The CAD works with the team to put them in just right, showcasing the movie. The CAD might help set up early screenings to get feedback and make any final tweaks. In short, the chief assistant director is like the movie's behind the scenes superhero. They do a bit of everything: planning, organizing, solving problems, and making sure everyone works together. Their job is key to making sure the movie turns out the way it was envisioned from the start.
एकदम एकदम सही सही पकड़ा आपने, है ना, इस राइट अप में. ये कितना 500, अराउंड 500?
हाँ, 500 उसके अंदर ही है.
अंदर ही है ना. हाँ, बिकॉज यू हैव रिटन इन सेंटेंसेस एंड पैराग्राफ्स. ये आपने आपने काम किया है? वेयर आर यू प्लेस्ड?
तो मैं गोरखपुर से हूँ.
गोरखपुर में शूट किया होगा आपने ना, लगता है.
पापा फिल्म डायरेक्टर है तो थोड़ा बहुत काम उनको करते हुए देखा है तो थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया है.
Therefore your experience speaks, you know. So when I read, somebody reads this article of these 500 words, one knows that this person who has written it knows it, you know, knows the job. ये बहुत सही पकड़ा आपने. I like the way you theorize the whole thing. In the sense, पिछले last time भी एक posters के बारे में आपने लिखा है ना, उसमें उसमें क्यों पोस्टर चाहिए वो सब एकदम पहले से लिख दिया और आपने सेट किया ना, एकदम सेट किया आर्टिकल को. एंड आई वुड अज्यूम दैट योर फिल्म्स विल आल्सो, इफ यू मेक फिल्म्स, योर फिल्म्स विल आल्सो बी लाइक दैट. क्लैरिटी होगा फिल्म में, एंड पहले पहले 5-10 मिनट में सब सेट है ना. तो इसमें भी ऐसे ही किया आपने ना, एकदम एकदम एक पैराग्राफ में बता दिया है इसका क्या काम क्या है ना, एक पैराग्राफ में बता दिया. तो आई मीन है ना, तो आपने वो वाइटल रोल है ना, इम्पोर्टेंट है. स्मूथली आपने बोला है ना, गेस्ट मेड स्मूथली, एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली हिज जॉब, हिज और हर जॉब, है ना. एंड इट्स अ ग्लू दैट होल्ड्स एवरीथिंग टुगेदर. वही है, एवरीथिंग इज कनेक्टेड टू द डायरेक्टर एंड देयरफॉर टू द असिस्टेंट सीएडी, है ना. एंड ऑल द 3 स्टेजेस आपने पहले सही पकड़ा, एंड देन व्हेन यू कम बैक इन द एंड यू रीड, वापस आपने बोल दिया है ना, ऐसा इट्स ऑलमोस्ट द सेम रिपीटिंग ऑफ द होल थिंग, है ना. तो आपने स्ट्रक्चर भी किया आपका 500 वर्ड्स को, एंड आई कैन इमेजिन इफ यू मेक, आपने स्क्रिप्ट लिखा होंगे. हैव यू रिटन स्क्रिप्ट्स?
लिखे हैं सर, पर अभी मुझे लगता नहीं मैं उतना अच्छे से लिख सकता हूँ. बस कभी
हाँ,
कभार
तो
कुछ कोई कहानी आती है तो, जैसे एक बार वो इंडियन स्पाइडरमैन की कॉमिक बुक पढ़ी तो उसके ऊपर कहानी बनाने के लिए स्क्रिप्ट लिखी थी. उतना पहला ड्राफ्ट उतना अच्छा नहीं लगा, बट अभी भी उस पर काम कर रहा हूँ. मेरा ड्रीम
हाँ
प्रोजेक्ट है एक तरह से
हाँ,
कह लीजिए.
सही बात है. आपने जो यहाँ पे जो फॉर्मूला लिखा यूज किया ना, आपने पूरा सेट किया इसको ना, और फिर डिटेल में वो पकड़ा एक स्टेज में, बिगिनिंग, मिडिल एंड एंड, है ना. ये एक तरह से 5 एक्ट स्ट्रक्चर हो गया ये, है ना. आपने ये पहले फर्स्ट एक्ट है, आपने सेटअप किया, and then बीच का 3 portion है, post production, production or pre-production, production, and then you finally end it with this. ऐसा ही मतलब स्क्रिप्ट में लिखते रहो ना, that I think you got it all right, है ना? आप कुछ बोल नहीं सकता हूँ मैं, except saying that I think you know your job, in terms you've seen the job, है ना? It's a good answer, है ना? Yeah. So we'll
तो
go for the next.
बेसिकली हमारा बजट उतना ज्यादा नहीं होता था, तो ये सब पापा ही मैनेज कर लेते थे। तो
बट वो
तो
जॉब होता है
पापा हमेशा कहते थे कि इसके लिए एक अलग से आदमी होता, बट कम बजट की वजह से उनको ये सब मैनेज करना पड़ता था, तो एक आइडिया था थोड़ा बहुत।
तो पता चलता है कि that you have been through this process in one way or other. You have talked about budgets, you have talked about costume, you have talked about lights, and everything you have talked about. And then you rightly pointed out that it's a glue. He is a glue, सब जगह, है ना? He is there all over. He or she is there all over the place, है ना? In all our departments. यहाँ तक ने आपने वो लास्ट का स्क्रीनिंग स्टेज कभी दिखाया है ना? You have when you say that. It's a good answer, है ना? It is a good answer.
Thank you, sir.
Can we go to the next question?
Yes, sir. Going to a film festival has loads of benefits for everyone who loves movies. Let's break it down in simple terms. Seeing lots of different films. At film festivals, you get to watch all kinds of movies, not just the ones you see at regular theaters. There's a mix of genres, styles, and stories from all around the world. It's like a movie buffet. Meet like minded people. Film festivals bring together movie makers, actors, and other movie pros. When you go, you get the chance to meet and make friends with people who love movies just like you. Who knows, it might even lead to working on a project together, learning about making movies. Sometimes there are classes and talks by experts at film festivals. You can learn a bunch of things about how movies are made, from great techniques to what's trending in the movie world. It's like going to a movie school for a bit. Show off your movie if you are a filmmaker. If you make movies, getting your work shown at a film festival is a big deal. It's like putting a spotlight on your talent. You might even win awards or catch the eye of people who can help your career. Find people to share your movie. If you are a filmmaker, film festivals often have spots where you can meet folks who might want to show your movie to more people. This could mean your film reaches a bigger audience. See before everyone else. Some festivals premiere brand new movies before they are in theaters, so you get to be one of the first to see them, like a VIP moviegoer. Meet people from everywhere. Film festivals bring together people from all over the world. It's a chance to watch movies that show different cultures and ways of life. You leave with a bigger picture of what the world is like. Make friends who love movies. Everyone at a film festival shares a love for movies. It's a friendly place where you can more ये गलत हो गया, where you can watch movies together. Cheers for great movies. Film festivals often give out awards for the best films and performances. It's like a big celebration where everyone cheers for the movies they love. In a nutshell, going to a film festival is not just about watching movies. It's like a chance to meet new people, learn new things, and about making movies, and maybe even show off your own film. Plus, you get to enjoy the awesome feeling of being surrounded by people who love movies as much as you do.
Yeah. So basically इसमें आपने माहौल पूरा फिल्म फेस्टिवल का एटमॉस्फेयर जो है you have captured that as a layman, as a filmmaker, as a movie goer, movie lover, and things like that. And you talk about uh, networking and stuff like that. One thing I missed is now that you are wanting to become a filmmaker and that you are and you know a film production now, there's a film production house right at your house, right in your house. The film festival also helps sometimes in marketing, you know. And as I told you, there are marketing sections in certain film festivals that you can project your films. And in certain film festivals, there are viewing rooms. The computer में server में आपने film लगा दिया, work in progress film लगा दिया. There are viewing rooms that anyone can watch it. You know, it is not released, but so you need funds, for example. You can raise funds. I didn't tell you. You can raise funds in film festivals, you know, in these markets and stuff like that. आपका पास अपने you have finished your shooting, your editing, you have finished your editing, and then you have to fine tune it and then do the sound post production. You need some funds for that, and then you can, for example, in Goa there's a viewing room section called viewing room. Then you can apply for that viewing room, and then you can put it on the server there, and interested parties may come in. There are co-producers. to come in there, and these co-producers would want to see the film, and if they like it, and they'll partially fund it and stuff like that. Yeah, and then you can film festival curators from, as I told you earlier, will come there and you can watch a film. I think that aspect you have missed it out. You could as well. You have been to film festivals?
हाँ सही है, गोरखपुर में गोरखपुर फिल्म फेस्टिवल होता रहता है, यहाँ पे हर साल होता है, तरह तरह की फिल्में दिखाई जाती हैं।
हाँ
बचपन जब छोटा था पापा लेके जाते थे, जबरदस्ती, अब खुद ही चला जाता हूँ।
So I also suggest if you have a time and if you have the means, you could go to some festivals like Goa or Kerala. You know, uh, I mean,
इच्छा है सर, पर अभी बजट उतना है नहीं जाने के
तो
लिए।
वो दिल्ली विल्ली जा सके हो। गोरखपुर इस बार नियर आई मीन
लखनऊ के पास कह
लखनऊ की
दीजिए।
बात है, दिल्ली विल्ली में होती है कभी कभी फेस्टिवल्स बड़े बड़े वाले, सो यू कैन गो देयर ना, सो इट्स अ
अरे
वेरी
गीत
हम्म।
गीत वैसे
जी।
मतलब या गीत आपसे कह रही दैट वो आपने कभी जागरण फिल्म फेस्टिवल देखा? मतलब गोरखपुर में कौन से फिल्म फेस्टिवल में गए थे?
अब उसका नाम ही गोरखपुर फिल्म फेस्टिवल होता रखा जाता है
अच्छा
हमेशा।
हाँ, वैसे एक बड़ा अच्छा जागरण फिल्म फेस्टिवल है, मतलब वो दिल्ली से होके कम से कम 27 शहरों में होता है, उसमें यूपी के भी मतलब हर छोटे बड़े शहरों में होता है।
that's a documentary film festival by and large. So, but
हम्म।
yeah, so you talked about recognition, na, somewhere. Somebody else also talked about recognition. I should tell you my experience. In 2003, I made a short feature film, my first feature film in a language called Tulu, which is just spoken in 2 districts in coastal Karnataka. And it was shot in a very small camera, and it had a digital tape. And these digital tapes are so small. And मैं सोचा कि कुछ नहीं होगा तो ये मेरा शोरील होगा. This is going to be my showreel. And once I completed the whole film in my house, in my editing room, which is my house, and I had my own camera at that point of time. So I started sending it to film festivals. Then there was this in Delhi. There was this film festival at that point of time. It was one of the biggest festivals in the country, called Ocean Cinefan Film Festival of Asian Arab Films, and it was entered into the Indian competition section there were 10 films, and among the 10 films, Santosh Shivam ka film, Girish Kasaroli ka film, Sunil Suttankar ka film, and all these films were there. मैं बोला यार तो अटेंड करके 3 दिन का हॉस्पिटैलिटी लेके वापस आ जाता हूँ. And then I came back. And when I came back, then in the final day, I got a call that your film won the best film, Indian film, you know. So I had to go back and receive the award and stuff like that. And so my cost of production was recovered from the award money, है ना. So everyone was working for free with the intention that अगर पैसा मिलेगा तो मैं आपको पे कर दूंगा. That kind of a situation. And when this money came, सबको split करके equal दे दिया, from the production manager to the cook to the actor to the camera person, सबको एक. So all this, so it budgeted.
सर वैसे मतलब I also wanted to know कि अगर कोई एक एस्पायरिंग फिल्म मेकर है, वो अपनी फिल्मों को फिल्म फेस्टिवल में कैसे भेजता है? मतलब शॉर्ट फिल्म्स वगैरह अगर मैं बनाऊं तो कैसे भेज सकती हूँ?
एक filmfestivals.com करके था, and then I think film festival, there are certain sites that you have to first enter your film into those sites. मतलब आपको डाटा फिल करना होगा, सिनॉप्सिस क्या है, ये क्या है, फोटोज क्या है, प्रोमोस क्या है, प्रोमो लोड करना पड़ेगा. And then these film festivals all over the world take they are members of these websites, and they watch your film there, and you can upload some of the sites, you can upload your film also, and most of it is free for the filmmakers, but for the festivals it's
वैसे ऐसा हो सकता है कि आप पहले YouTube पर डालो, बाद में किसी और साइट पर डालो, फिर ऐसा?
नहीं तो फिर वो अगर YouTube में डालेंगे तो पब्लिक करेंगे, then your film won't be considered for the film festival. So film festivals.
सर स्मॉलर शॉर्ट फिल्म, जैसे हम लोग के लेवल पे हम लोग के पास प्रोडक्शन तो रहता नहीं है, हम लोग जितना अपने सेल्फ के लेवल पे शॉर्ट फिल्म बनाते हैं वो बिगर फेस्टिवल्स में वैसे भी वर्क नहीं कर सकता मोस्टली. तो शॉर्टर जो स्मॉलर फेस्टिवल्स होते हैं जो कॉलेजेस करवाते हैं, एंड ये सब, ये मेरे इंस्टाग्राम एड्स वगैरह में अक्सर आते रहते हैं. जैसे 50 आवर फिल्म मेकिंग चैलेंज एक IFP का है, वो सब लोग दे सकते हैं. एंड ये ऐसे कई होते हैं. तो कुछ होते हैं ऐसे जिसमें मैंने यूट्यूब पे डाली हुई है फिल्म, उसके बाद मैंने उन लोगों को जमा किया तो वो लोग यूट्यूब लिंक पे ही ले लेते हैं.
So these are smaller films. So if you're looking at larger film festivals, for example, there's a film festival called Bangalore Short Film Festival. है ना? This is like all over India और बाहर से भी आते हैं. There are short film festivals in UK, in Germany, in Japan, and Oberhausen is a town in Germany, and it hosts one of the biggest short film festivals in the world. है ना? So for them, they have their dedicated sites where you have to upload your short film onto their sites, but they don't take YouTube. But if you are looking at your college festivals, just Aditya ne bola, like Aditya, then they would take those films with YouTube and stuff like that. But the larger film festivals, they normally don't take films that are on public and on YouTube or on Vimeo, which are available to all. You know? So that would be the condition in
Yes,
which.
sir.
So
सर
yeah.
DCP फॉर्म में भेजना पड़ता है क्या वहाँ पे?
No. For the screener, you just have to send your normal kind of a thing, a high resolution, probably 1980 into 1080 का ना वो अपलोड करना पड़ता है. अगर आपका फिल्म सिलेक्ट हो गया, then they might ask for a DCP. Some festivals would ask for a DCP. Normally, the highest of highest film festivals would ask for a DCP. But short films अगर होती है, that अब शॉर्ट फिल्म बनाते हैं इतने कम पैसे से और डीसीपी कहाँ बनाए है ना. तो नॉर्मली वो एमओवी भी लेते हैं कभी कभी है ना, तो इम्पैक्ट भी लेते हैं एंड you have to study the film festivals का formalities, मतलब वो technicalities before sending it and stuff like that. But what she's asking is film festivals, there are certain sites where you can enter the data, you enter your trailer, log in, enter your secured screener, and then after that when the call for comes, they'll inform you. All you have to do is press this button and pay if there is a fees, there'll be you'll have to pay the fees and stuff like that. Fees for the film festival. Film festival कभी कभी बोलता है कि यार मेरे को $10 दे दो एंट्री फॉर्म के लिए ना. So sometimes then these web platforms also give you discount on that because they get a discount from. See, all these things are there. So you can send it with a link. एक click के साथ सबको भेज सकता है. And those websites will keep reminding you ये फिल्म फेस्टिवल का ये तारीख लास्ट डेट है, आप भेजो करके ईमेल आती रहती है. So that पहले क्या होता था around 10-15 years back when these things were not there,
हो चुका है सब.
we used to write to every film festival और वो लिखते थे वापस और वो पूरा प्रोसेस था है ना, तो वो अभी नहीं है. So it become that much easier. ठीक है. Some of these marketing points were missing in your film in this answer. है ना? You could do well to look at it. We'll go for the next one.
Okay. As an indie film director eager to promote my first film, a strategic and well-organized publicity plan is crucial to create awareness, generating interest, and ultimately attracting audiences. Here's a comprehensive approach to organizing publicity for an indie film. Know your fans. Figure out what might love your movie, who might love your movie, what kind of people would be into it. This helps you talk to the right folks. Make a cool review. ये cool शब्द मैं क्यों लिख देता हूँ मुझे समझ नहीं आता. Create a trailer that shows the best parts.
पिछली बार आपने wow factor
हाँ.
लिखा था.
वही ना, सब मना किया गया है तो पता नहीं कैसे जल्दबाजी में लिख देता हूँ, फिर याद आता कि sorry. Create a trailer that shows the best parts of your film. This trailer will grab attention and make people curious. Share it on social media, your movie's website, and wherever you can. Be online. Set up a website and social media pages for your movie. Share interesting stuff like behind the scenes videos, interviews, and cool pictures. Use Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to connect with people who love movies. Show your film at festivals. Send your movie to film festivals. This not only lets more people see it, but also helps you meet other filmmakers and industry folks. Talk to movie fans. Find people who talk about movies online. Reach out to bloggers or influencers who might be interested in your film. They can help spread the word. Use online platforms. Join websites like IMDb and Letterboxd. Be part of be part of film forums. This way more people can discover your movie and leave reviews. Hold online screenings. Use platforms like Vimeo or Zoom to organize online screenings. This lets people watch your movie from home and talk about it online. Get local attention. Talk to local newspapers, radio stations, and TV channels. Offer them special access or screenings. Local coverage can get more people interested in your film. Crowdfunding can help. If you need money, consider crowdfunding on sites like Kickstarter. It not only helps with funds but also gets people excited and involved. Keep fans in the loop. Build an email list of people who want updates on your movie. Send them newsletters with exclusive content, announcements, and invites to special events. Team up with others. Partner with other indie filmmakers or artists. Share each other's work on social media or plan joint events. This way, you can reach new audiences together. Get your film reviewed. Submit your movie to review sites like Rotten Tomatoes. Positive reviews there can boost your film's credibility. Show your movie locally. Organize screenings in your town or at local theaters. Work with local businesses or community centers to create events around your film. Work with distributors. If a movie gets picked by a distributor, team up with them for promotion. They have resources and connections to get your film out there. Check what's working. Keep an eye on how well your plan is working. Look at social media numbers, website visits, and what people are saying. This helps you adjust your strategy for future projects.
Yeah. So yeah, as usual, आपका very comprehensive marketing plan है in terms of what you're going to do, and it's an indie film, and you basically also talked about team up with other team up with others, you know. Where is that portion where you team up with local
The
guys?
so नीचे से पांचवा है.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ये वाले.
हम्म.
Partner indie filmmakers or artists share each other's work this way. नहीं कहीं एक और था ना जहाँ पे आपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को बोला है पकड़ने के लिए कहीं पे यूज ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म्स हो गया, होल्ड ऑनलाइन स्क्रीनिंग्स हो गया, लोकल अटेंशन रेडियो स्टेशंस हो गया, क्राउड
और ऊपर
फंडिंग,
होगा शायद.
कि फैंस इन द लूप हो गया, ये अच्छा कि फैन अपना वो एक न्यूज़लेटर बनाओ उनके सिवाय, फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स हो गया, टॉक टू मूवी फैंस भी अच्छा है आपका, नो योर फैंस, मतलब दैट्स वेरी मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, नो योर फैंस, हु आर योर फैंस ना, उसके बाद सब आती है ना, देन यू कैन टारगेट ना review, review online. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are, for example, if your film is on, if your film is on cricket, you know, if your film is on cricket and cricket sports film hai, or it's a film on football, then you can have tie-up with organizations that promote cricket, you know, and conduct cricket, and you can go through him and have them and have some screenings there so that it will reach a wider audience and stuff like that. So you also basically talk about an online presence, not only in terms of theaters, trailers, but you also talk about a large number of things like groups, you know, email groups and forums and all those things. And this is very, and you talk about also about small screenings happening here and there that will probably help you get your word by mouth kind of a thing. But the most important thing that you have written is work with distributors. Provided you get a distributors, with certain distributors, depending on how you bargain, you would be knowing the distributors would probably share a part of the publicity in their space, and some part of the publicity you would have to bear and stuff like that. So this is what would work because they know where to distribute and where to advertise and things like that. But yeah, this is fair enough write up for the question that you have asked. No, so
Thank you, sir.
we'll go for the next one.
Okay. Indian Frontier Railways is a well-known documentary series directed by Indian filmmaker Tarun Bhartiya. This series delves into the past and intricate railway network that traverses through some of the most challenging terrains in India. Here are 10 points highlighting what makes this documentary series great. Unique subject matter. Indian Frontier Railway stands out for its choice of subject matter. It explores the railways that run through challenging and breathtaking terrains, offering a unique perspective of the significance of these routes in connecting remote areas. Cinematic beauty. The documentary captures the scenic beauty of the landscapes through which these railways pass. The visuals are awe-inspiring, showcasing the diversity of India's geography, from snow-covered mountains to dense forests and arid deserts. Cultural exploration. Beyond the trains and tracks, the documentary delves into the cultures and communities along these frontiers. It provides a glimpse into the lives of people, cha- challenges, and the impact of the railways on their livelihoods. Human stories. One of the strengths of the documentary is its focus on the human stories associated with the railways. Through interviews and personal narratives, it brings to light the experiences of the people who work on the railways and those who live and intertwined with this mode of transportation. Engineering marvels. The series highlights the engineering marvels involved in constructing and maintaining the railway tracks in challenging terrains. It provides insights to the technological innovations and solutions that makes it possible for trains to navigate through such diverse landscapes. Historic context. Indian Frontier Railways does not just showcase the present, it also delves into the historical context of these rail routes. Exploring the origins and evolution of these railways adds depth to the narrative, connecting the audience with India's rich rail heritage. Transportation challenges. The documentary sheds light on the transportation challenges faced by the people living in remote areas. It emphasizes the crucial role of these railways in connecting isolated communities, facilitating trade, and providing essential services like healthcare and education. Global relevance. While the documentary centered on India, the themes of connectivity, cultural diversity, and the impact of transportation are universally relevant. It allows viewers from around the world to appreciate the significance of railways in shaping societies and connecting people. Narrative approach. The storytelling around the storytelling approach of India's frontier railways is engaging and accessible. It weaves together a narrative that combines breathtaking visuals, railway operations, and making it appealing to diverse audience. Educational value. Beyond its entertainment value, the documentary series has educational merit. It serves as a valuable resource for understanding the geographical, cultural, and infrastructural aspects of India. It can be used as an education tool in schools and institutions interested in exploring the facets of the country. In conclusion, India's Frontier Railways by Tarun Bhartiya is a standout documentary series that excels in its choice of subject, visual storytelling, cultural exploitation, cultural exploration, and educational value. By combining these elements, the documentary not only showcases the importance of railways in India, but also provides a broader understanding of the interconnectedness of diverse communities through transportation infrastructure.
Yeah, so by and large, you have, although there is some sort of repetition in terms of land terrains and stuff like that, by and large, you have figured out different aspects of it, है ना? ये 500 से ज्यादा होगा ना?
नहीं सो
इतना
500
ही है,
देखिए
500 ही है ना? तो नेक्स्ट टाइम आप ब्रैकेट पे लिख देना, तो है ना? So we can get a clear figure, है ना? तो
ओके
कितना
सर
कितना से. But what that's one thing, one observation that I want to make here. Most of your points here, assuming that there are 10 points, 10 points है ना? कितना बोला है?
गिना
10, जो भी है 10
हाँ,
होगा या 9 होगा, जो भी है. Most of your points are either society specific or thematic. You know, society, the usefulness talks about the usefulness of the documentary for the society, and or it talks about the thematic concerns of the documentary. You know, उसमें क्या है and stuff like that. The next time we would also be wanting to think of the form it took. है ना? तो कैसा when you talk about narrative approach, है ना? I was like very happy. अरे अभी बताएगा कि यार ये फॉर्मेट क्या है इसका, है ना? तो हालांकि आपने बोला है इंटरव्यूज है करके, बट स्पोरेडिक एंड स्टफ है. कितना एपिसोड है ये? इज इट एपिसोडिक?
हाँ सर
मान लो कितना वो इट्स ऑन क्या 10 एपिसोड है कैसा?
अब ये तो याद नहीं सर बट
जो भी है एपिसोड है, ईच एपिसोड विल बी अराउंड हाफ एन आवर और 40 मिनट्स और व्हाटएवर. तो ईच एपिसोड में होता क्या है ना? what is it so interesting that I mean आपने लिखा है वो मूविंग है, टेरेन है, इंटरव्यूज है, लाइफ कल्चर है, but one if you take one particular episode, for example episode number 3 as specific as that, उसमें क्या स्ट्रक्चर है ना? which would be probably repeated in the rest of the episodes, considering it's an episode. You know, when I say you, are you getting my point, all of you? When I say structure, what do I mean?
Sir, so
Is that, for example, there is a film, 10-minute film, documentary film called Dabba Wala. है ना? Dabba Wala. You know what Dabba Walas are? Dabba Walas are people in
जी सर,
Bombay.
मुंबई में फैसिलिटी होती है एक घर से लेके डब्बा ऑफिस तक पहुंचाने वाली।
ऑफिसर पहुंचे हैं, उनकी एक हार्ड लाइफ है, मेहनत है, they work hard and they're very precise, 99.9% or something like that. They have a system and stuff like that, and it's very convenient, and people get home food there. And it's a 10-minute film, 12-minute film or something like that, made in 1967, and it is about Dabba Wala, and it is about how hard work and precise the Dabba Walas are. But it is also about movement. What is the structure of the film? The structure of the film is that the film starts with people buying sabji from the market. In fact, the film starts with somebody fishing in the sea, and then it then comes to the market. People buy, you know, and then it comes to the house. People cook. You know, it's a film about Dabba Wala. The first 4 minutes is this. From the market, the food goes to from the fish. The fish is caught where it is there, and then comes to the market. People buy vegetables and fish and whatever. Then it is cooked, and there are different people cooking different. One Punjabi cooking, one Gujarati cooking, one South Indian cooking, and all those, one Parsi cooking and stuff like that. And each of these sequences are 2 minutes in length. So first 6 minutes is all these things. We haven't seen the Dabba Wala as of yet. Now, once the dabba is cooked and the dabba is packed, then the dabba wala comes around 4th minute or so. In a 10-minute, 12-minute film, for the 4th minute, the dabba wala comes. They take it from the houses, various houses, and they come to the station, suburban station. And then there is a journey from the suburban station to Churchgate. So at the train stops at 3 different stations where people, dabbawalas get in, and then the final destination, all the dabbawalas get out, and the dabbawalas are sorted out outside the stations. And from the station, the dabbawala move on foot by using cart. They go to.
So there was a film Lunchbox also, no? They showed this in that film also.
Yeah, so that the lunchbox was inspired by this dabbawala. Which
Yeah.
had a different structure. But what I'm talking now is the structure of this whole thing. So then the food goes to the office, and the people eat in the office. Somebody eats, somebody misses, and all those things. वो काम कर रहा होता है, and somebody has sent in a flower in a dabba from the house, some wife, and this guy gets the flower and he smells the flower, and somebody gets a letter. So it is not only food that is being transported, but also love, care, on all those things. And then finally, all these things form around 8 or 9 minutes of this whole film, and in the last 20 to 30 seconds, the dabba wala come back and use the dabba to the house. So it takes around 8 to 9 minutes for them in this structure to reach the office and have the food, and then the last 30 seconds or 40 seconds, the dabba wala is back. So this is the structure of the film. The dabba walas are migrated from elsewhere in the country, from Maharashtra, from Karnataka, from Andhra, and they come to Bombay. The film hasn't gone there to Maharashtra, to their villages. Whenever there is no rains, there, they shift here, and then they do that. Then they live in shacks, that 7 people in a shack, because all of them, the families are back there. They haven't done that. They have all left that, and they only concentrated on the journey of the food, not from the house, but from the market. In fact, along with the dabba walas, it is the food that is being transported into these offices. It is a love, it is affection that is being transported. So that is a structure. Now, why I'm saying all this in detail is there is this thematic concern that you are talking about in a documentary film or in a fiction film, and in at least out of the 10, if you had at least had 2 or 3 points where you're talking about the form it takes, and that would be your answer could be a complete kind of a thing. Am I coming across?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah, so when you are making a film, you would look about this thematic aspect, and you would look what form would it take. What form would your film take? A documentary or fiction or whatever. So it is necessary to have the practice of looking at the form right now. So you're looking at the thematic concern and you're also looking at the form. And in this film of Dabbawala, most of the films are traveling shots because it's a film on travel. The trains travel, the gaadis travel, legs travel, the food travel, the sabji travels, and everything is traveling, moving shots and stuff, hand and kind of a moving shots and stuff like that. So this is the structure. If I wanted to write something about the Dabbawala, I would also write about these formal aspects. So the request and the invitation is to look at the formal aspects also, because it is because of these formal aspects that the film is what it is. Basically, the impact is there because of these formal aspects, and it does well to recognize these formal aspects and acknowledge it. Because if you are filmmakers, if you're becoming filmmakers, you have to work it around, है ना? एक theme से लेके उस theme को formal aspect को आपको करना ही पड़ेगा at some point of time. So better practice it right now. ठीक है? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So ये हो गया. So this ends your write-ups are always well thought of and well structured. I quite there are some loopholes here and there, but by and large, Geet, I think your thought process is a little bit on the clearer side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Aditya.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll start. Question number 1. What is the duty of Chief Assistant Director in pre-production, production, and post-production? Chief Assistant Director is the bridge between the director and the crew. And bridge between, am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Chief Assistant Director is the bridge between the director and the crew, and bridge between production and director as well. The Chief AD makes sure director's vision is getting communicated to other ADs and hence the various departments of lighting, prop, set design, etc. In pre-production phase, the role of Chief AD lies mostly in scheduling work. They sort the scenes to make sure they are shot in the most efficient manner and works with everyone's schedule. For example, if there are 5 scenes of bedroom throughout the film, Chief AD will schedule them together if possible in accordance with costumes, lighting, time, and actors involved in the scene. The scheduling process is mostly non-linear, hence it needs to be communicated to the actors and the whole team early so they can prepare as such for the production phase. In the production phase, Chief AD prepares call sheets. These sheets have detailed information about the following day's schedule with minute details, reporting time for every department, which actors need to be present, and when and everything that is needed on set to make the screenplay come to life. Yes, sir. Chief AD is also director's voice to the crew. Chief AD makes sure the vision of director is communicated to every department. As mentioned earlier, scheduling is one of the most important jobs of an AD, making sure everything is on routine because there are a lot of stakes involved in every day of shoot. A lot of budget is being burned through. Time is of essence and it is managed by Chief AD. They may also give creative suggestions to the director if needed. They may also they also make sure all the safety protocols are in place on the set. Chief AD also uses the clapperboard to call the start of a shoot. The clapperboard contains important information regarding the scene number, shot number, and take number, hence communicated to the editor as well. After camera and sound starts rolling on the call of AD, Chief AD claps the clapperboard to mark the onset of the shot, which is also instrumental during sound and video sync process. In the post-production, Chief AD may communicate as a bridge between editing team and director, depending upon director's wishes. As a lot of directors like to stay involved in the editing room themselves, like Rajkumar Hirani, who edits his own films, while some like to look at edited scenes from a distance to have a fresher outlook. Chief AD is bound to serve the director according to his needs, while keeping in touch with the production team and what ideas they have to offer. The final goal remains the fulfillment of director's vision.
Yeah. So by and large, you've got correct. Your last line actually sums it up. Elsewhere also you have talked about it in the beginning. That the final goal of remains the fulfillment of the director's vision. So it's important to recognize that vision and then implement it and to the best of his or her ability. And that is what exactly what the role of chief assistant director. By and large, you have got it absolutely correct. So there's one thing although that I would like to comment that a clapperboard, normally a chief AD doesn't get involved in the clap. If it's a
Okay.
if it's a film, and a decent film. Of course, it's a low budget film. Everyone does everything. Even the cameraman himself goes there and gives a clap. Camera के सामने पीछे से, है ना? But in a normal situation, now chief AD doesn't do the clapping, but he's responsible for the clapping. You know, but
Okay.
as assistant AD does the clapping and stuff like that. And if the number is wrong, he would immediately pick it up, because who's done the marking, who's done the short breakdown, he or she has done the chief AD has done the short breakdown and the scheduling and everything. So he's responsible for that. You know? If you're
Yes, sir.
planning shot number 5 in a bedroom scene, and then the assistant director says it's shot number 6, his job is to he'll pick it up, or she'll pick it up, and then figure out, because it's all there in the fingertips, you know. He or
Yes,
she has done the short breakdown and scheduling and stuff like that. Otherwise, you more or less got the what the role of the chief AD is. Yeah? Between, you also talked about, he's the go between the producer, production, and the director, production team, and the director. You know, so director
Yes.
might have, like, I want to shoot in Hong Kong, you know, or I want to
Yes.
shoot in something, Bangkok or whatever. So
Yes.
then the production team will say, no, boss, Bangkok is not possible, or Hong Kong is not possible. So then it's like, subtly, it's a job of the chief assistant director to figure out, yeah, to tell the director, yeah, so we'll go here, we'll go there, and stuff like that. So that kind of a
Managing
thing.
the expectations. Yes, sir.
Yeah. He's basically implementer, and that thing, and he's implementing the vision of the director, and that thing, I think, is coming across in your write-up. You know? So
Yes.
you worked in films, you've made films.
Sir, I have made various short films in the past 3 years, all
Okay.
independent and all with my friends and my crew.
Yeah.
I also won at a film festival, a smaller film festival of a college for best VFX for one of my films.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
so
you have
very-
also assisted someone in your life, your
No,
friends.
sir, I have not worked on bigger sets up till now. I live in Varanasi, so I haven't got the opportunity as such. And
But
I'm
your
willing to
friends,
get out.
your friends and all.
We have worked on our own production.
Oh,
That is all
okay.
we have done.
Cool. So by your write-up, it comes across that you have had some sort of an experience in this aspect. So cool. So except for the 1 or 2 points that I've mentioned, which is not actually the job of the AD. If you come to it, otherwise it's okay. So we'll go for the next question.
Okay, sir. Question number 2. What are the advantages of attending a film festival? Film festivals are like communion for filmmakers, where several film hobbyists and professionals come together to celebrate each other's work and sweat. Film festivals bring together like-minded people, hence help in forming connections that may come in handy to both parties in future or present projects as well. It gives the amateur the opportunity to meet the professionals, and the professionals the opportunity to scout talent which they can utilize and help shape. Film festivals helps you to present your work to a larger audience and get helpful critique to improve and fix your work. Diversity is one of the strengths of the film festival. On different levels, creatives with different diverse styles from your very genre or diverse genre as well come together, and diversity brings knowledge as you are enriched with newer perspectives to look at things, which is a handy tool while creating the very abstract art of storytelling. For example, as a short filmmaker, I submit my film at IFP 50-hour film challenge, and in their film festival, I got to meet a silent film creator who has found success in short films. The trick of the trade, the anatomy of silent films, I got to learn from him. Dynamism of shorts is very important to create a silent film. Just a second. Yeah, film festivals spark the curiosity of a filmmaker to create as well. Often on a non-conventional, a lot of times lonely and rewarding journey. Keeping the spark alive is also a challenge I face as a filmmaker. I constantly need to inspire myself in low times. Film festivals fuel me with inspiration and motivation to create my vision into reality by bringing success stories to me of fellow artists and the exposure and opportunity to get my work out there. Being noticed creates gratification and a renewed sense of fire in me to create more. Film festivals also present the opportunity to listen to insiders, the tales of your idols in films. What they did to fulfill their cinematic dreams. All that and more to learn from people who have already accomplished what we are willing to. Lastly, and most importantly, these festivals are an opportunity to be discovered. At the risk of sounding repetitive, I will restate how important this opportunity is from various perspectives, be it commercial, self-motivation, or growth. In isolation, it is very hard to rate your work qualitatively or quantitatively. Growth happens when 100 eyes fall upon your work, and we get to hear what they perceived, and was it in line with our cinematic vision. Often the journey of learning to communicate an idea in an audiovisual medium is itself a steepy hill. Hence film festivals serve as a great opportunity to grow as an artist.
Yeah. So the the observation that I have on this question and answer is that this answer had a theme, in a sense, from what I can grasp, and that theme is film festivals help you to learn. You can imbibe something, and most of these paragraphs that we talk about is about this aspect, that it helps you
Yes,
to learn. It helps you
yes,
to grow.
yes, sir,
That kind of a thing.
yes, sir,
So, and in that sense, it's a very personal kind of a thing, and you have talked
yes,
about
sir,
your personal experience and stuff like that.
yes, sir,
But yeah, that's fine about this. But also know that there are other as things to the film festival that people have talked about, and I've also
yes, sir,
suggested, and that would also be could be thought about, and how for example the market section will help you through it. Keeping the
yes,
thematic
sir,
concern of your mind in your mind. How, for example, in fact, it will suit well. How, for example, a script development, project development event that will happen in the sidelines of the film festival will help you grow. Right? So how, for
yes,
example, your request for getting budgets and the producer, co-producer in the film festival will help you grow. And these kinds of things, I think you have missed here and there. And I think over the discussion that we have had over the last 1 hour, 45 minutes, I think
yes,
a lot of things have emerged that you can
yes,
then you can look forward in your next film festival. When you go to
yes,
one. You know.
yes, sir, yes,
Of
sure.
course, you can meet people, and all these things are there. But let's get into some business, right? We want to make films, and we're going to get opportunities to make films, or at least get some resources. You know,
Yes, sir, I
make,
have discussed that in the next this answer for marketing and publicity. I have discussed this thing,
okay,
but I
okay,
forgot to write in that answer.
fine, fine, fine. So we'll go for the next question. Question number 3.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If you are an indie director and made your first short, first film, how will you organize the publicity for your film? Publicity begins with the creation of promotional material like posters, trailers, taglines, etc. Filmmaker should make sure the promotional material embraces the soul of his work while having enough aesthetic appeal to spark the curiosity in the target audience, creativity, and business. Indie films is a genre where you must start by paying people to watch your films. One must share the films with film festivals so their films get screened in front of an actual audience. Film festivals are very important to indie filmmakers because they get an opportunity to present films to a bigger and more educated audience, hence a chance to grow as well. It also creates the possibility of finding a producer who will help to sell the film to a larger audience. Mailing it to several producers and creative executives is the next step to make sure if an eye with a higher connection fall upon it and picks it up if they find potential. Indie filmmaking is all about the journey to learn, master, and being discovered anyways. Uh, after sending after sending it to all the film festivals that suit the genre of the film, filmmakers can start selling their film in small cinema, CDs, or YouTube for free as per their budget. Promote as much as possible on social media to get your movie out there to the consumer audience. I like to say embrace shamelessness, as in never shy away from promoting your work when you find an opportunity. Cards, flyers, or posters can be used to promote the film as well, but they are not very ideal method for independent filmmakers. Word of mouth is also a very strong asset in publicity. Make sure to tell anyone who lends an ear about your film. Request them to promote if they find it enjoyable as well. Obviously, the whole crew must post it on their socials as well. The new age media or short form content can also be utilized to promote films by creating edits of snippets from the film that is ideologically and aesthetically appealing. It can attract a large amount of younger audience. Posting behind Posting behind the scenes and creating infotainment video behind the scenes, posting behind the scenes and creating infotainment videos about the process that goes behind in making such indie films serves as an excellent piece of promotion itself. For example, I discovered an indie filmmaker, Darius Britt, and his film Unsound through the incredible journey of making his first indie film video. Last but not least, conventional methods of advertising such as Google Ads, newspapers are also useful in making sure movie finds its audience. There are effective features in Google Ads to make sure your ads are showing only to the target audience for maximizing returns.
Yeah, it's good that you this is how we normally go. You first send it to film festivals, and once it's had its film festival run, and then get into sending it to uh, platforms or theater or small screens and things like that, television and
Yes,
things
sir.
like that.
Yes,
This
sir.
is exactly the way most people do. And since we are not talking about a large ad budgets and stuff like that, you finished it in just a line, advertisement,
Yes, sir.
and that too, the advertisement is in Google, and that's how it becomes. Like you can't spend, for example, you can't ask your actors to go to a television show, Kapil Sharma show, and
Yes,
promote
sir.
it. So that
Yes,
thing
sir.
is out because indie films would not have an actor of that caliber and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So that thing you have not done, and that's a good part of it. And what I also like is that your usage of the short form content. You talk about new age media and short form content, and certain scenes of your films you are going to shoot. You are going to, and how short would this be?
Yes, sir.
How
Excuse me.
short would this be?
Sir, it could be 30 seconds to 1.5 minutes, the average duration of a reel. And I have actually discovered several movies and found better clips than actual trailers of the film on these reels in form of edits that intrigue me more to watch the film. So I see it as a good source of marketing.
Absolutely. That's the one that is catching up these days. That for a new age media like social medias and stuff like that, you don't need the conventional trailers. You might need a
Yes,
conventional trailers, but this kind of a film.
yes, sir.
And the shorter the scenes are, shorter the form is 1 minute, half a minute,
Yes, sir.
1.5
Yes, sir. Yes,
minutes. That
yes,
would work well, and that would create an interest in the film. One particular
yes,
scene
sir.
as it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As it
you
is a smaller scene that is ideologically and aesthetic appealing, as I mentioned, it works
yeah
very well, makes
yeah.
people watch the film.
Yeah, these are called snack videos. Snack videos, SNACK. But those videos
Okay.
are very example, and you can eat your snack while watching this, and by the end, and when the video ends, you're still eating a snack. That kind of a
Okay.
thing. So it's
Yes,
as
sir. Yes, sir.
it's not easy, and that aspect you have mentioned and covered it here. So
Yes, sir.
so it's good. It's good that you we talked about it. Yeah, this is the conventional way of doing it. Most of this, you start off with taglines and trailers and stuff like that, and get into film festivals, and then get into normal small screen and TV series and online internet creation. That's a good one. Okay, we'll go for the next one.
Yes, sir. Choose any well-known documentary film made by an Indian filmmaker and write 10 points. What is so great about the film? Answer. I enjoyed the documentary The Hunt of Virappan made by Silvamani Selvaraj for the following reasons. For reason number one, many-sidedness. The documentary manages to bring together diverse group of people from all sides. Villagers, Virappan's wives and men, police, special task force, forest officers, and even Virappan's suppliers. Hence, all the voices of the story are heard. Second, explore on diverse level. The documentary manages to explore the hunt from various perspectives, such as economics, includes the cost of the hunt, the cost of elephant lives and wood Virappan stores, the money demanded by Virappan as a ransom for the Kannada star's life, etc. Social side, how the lives of the villager and common public was impacted by Virappan and the state. Political side, what was Virappan's stance, the original footage of Virappan itself, the implication of his actions on the chief ministers of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. Not politically biased, the documentary remained neutral throughout and provided information about the beliefs of different sides without showing any bias or towards any stance. Deep dive with Muthu Lakshmi, which was Virappan's wife. She was she was one of the most important part of Veerappan and the documentary as well. As such, she opens up about Veerappan, his basic morals, his sense of justice. We also see her complain about her husband when he abandoned her after she was caught. Uh, just yes, sir. Complainer. After she was caught, also read all the letters Veerappan wrote to her. Detailed. Not only does the documentary report major events, it gives us insightful details of what transpired. The bombing of the police truck and how Veerappan pulled it off was well given. The advantage of ground Veerappan had in the forest was also portrayed. How Veerappan's food supplier ratted him out and how he was caught was all well shown. Questions the vice. The series never shied away from questioning the vices. Cruelties, be it police or Veerappan. For example, STF created a place where they held Veerappan's men and tortured them for information without arresting them officially. It was well questioned in the series for being illegal. Personal level. The series connects with characters on a personal level, hence able to capture the motivations of the people involved in the mission. It was very well done to show how Veerappan challenged his foes to enter the forest and meet him, played dirty and killed them in the way. Commandos who had their ideals above rationality accepted his invitation and surrendered to fate. How Veerappan's sister burnt herself, reaching an impasse where she couldn't burn her love, not disobey her brother. Thrilling. The documentary is made in a darker tone. It presents its characters in a massive tone by featuring their biggest accomplishments and garnishing them with praise by their loved ones. Closure. The series ends on a satisfying note with complete communication of what happened with every character. Freedom of expression, the 10th point. Every character was free to say whatever they wanted. Muthu Lakshmi abused the police and STF talked dirty about Veerappan. Both were not hindered and allowed full expression, which made the series so much more enjoyable to watch.
Yeah. So here again, as my comment was there in the earlier documentary write-up, you talked about the thematic concerns and stuff like that. For example, you're not you not talk about the formal aspects as much as you talk about the thematic concern. You did talk about a couple of characters that are there, especially you talk about Muthu Lakshmi, his wife, you know. So and you could have also probably brought up you brought up a sister in a line or so, and then and then we don't know if that sister was in love with the one STF guy who's trying to not go the violent way, you know. Try to so a couple of names, you know, such kind of a thing. And there was this other very hardened STF who actually from Tamil Nadu who finally killed. So a couple of names, like you had with Veerappan, a couple of names elsewhere will have also done that some of the striking characters what you like, and I guess you would like those characters, you know. For example, or any character that you like, you know. For example, I like that character who's trying to convince people into giving up arms. Initially, he comes across, and because he probably had an affair with the wife, you know, his sister, he was brutally killed and stuff like that. You know, that I found it interesting. And he and that lady, sister, would be in my one of the 10 points and stuff like that. Just as you had. Just as you had things. So you could also speak about the structure of the film. Where does it start and how does it end? What time span it takes about him, you know? And then you could talk about, for example, the LTTE, you know, and how LTTE also used the Tamil Liberation Front, also used Veerappan, or Veerappan used Tamil Liberation or whatever. The Naxalites and stuff like that. So it's a well written document. It's a piece on that. But I wish you had a little bit more on the formal stuff of the documentary. So that's what. So that's a habit that one has to inculcate. It doesn't come. It doesn't come on its own. It has to be inculcated. So the invitation is to inculcate that habit.
Yes.
Okay. You have anything? No, you're true. So Pragya, Pragya, you're the only person in this lot. You're the only person left, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we can. It's already 9 now. We'll take it up tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. So,
Yeah. So, so what? This session has been useful?
सर
Yeah.
यस
yes.
सर सर मैं कह रही कि सर अभी मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन बनी थी अभी प्रागी किसने अभी तक प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं दी कौन कौन से स्टूडेंट्स की नहीं हुई है अभी तक
मेरे ख्याल से एक ही है जो हुआ।
It's only me.
हाँ
अच्छा प्रयागी की नहीं हुई है प्रयागी की और मेरी अभी तक नहीं हुई है मैं तो कल ले आऊंगी अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन आज वाली भी और कल वाली भी
हाँ जी, है ना?
आजकल पूरा 1 घंटा में मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन देखने में जा रहा है क्योंकि आजकल मेरा काम हो नहीं पा रहा टाइम से
हाँ,
एग्जाम है फिर टूर है
तो एग्जाम तो होती रहती है।
हम्म
फिल्म भी तो बननी चाहिए, है ना?
Yeah, abhi
बनाएंगे।
actually I am also trying to work on a short film, so hope so I would be able to make it finally because से पिछली बार भी मैंने एक बार short film बनाने का try किया था मतलब बना भी ली थी लेकिन that was so average.
हम्म, तो धीरे धीरे सीख जाएंगे लोग, है ना?
Second attempt है मेरा direction of a film, short film में.
और फिर मैं
Sir,
कॉलेज,
sir, if you may like, I might like to share my work with you. If you
Okay,
may like.
तो yeah, okay, so मैं आपसे भी थोड़ी advices लेना चाहूंगी मतलब इस पर.
ठीक है, आप वो भेज दीजिएगा ईमेल आईडी पे, यू हैव माय ईमेल आईडी पे।
Okay sir.
हाँ,
अभी जब तक एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स नहीं होते तब तक एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स की प्रिपरेशन करते करते थोड़ी बहुत शॉर्ट फिल्म्स तो मुझे करनी चाहिए मतलब
हाँ, एग्जामिनेशन के ऊपर ही करो।
हाँ
Entrance-
अभी देखते हैं कि एफटीआई की जो वर्कशॉप्स में अटेंड करने वाली हूँ उसमें क्या क्या सीखने को मिलता है उससे भी अगर हेल्पफुल हो एंट्रेंस के लिए
हाँ, तो ऑनलाइन ऑनलाइन होता है ना, स्क्रिप्ट
ना
राइटिंग का होता
वर्कशॉप
है।
तो वहां जाकर करवाई जा रही है
अच्छा, ऐसा है क्या? ऑनलाइन भी है, स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग का ऑनलाइन है कि ऑन, है ना?
या
या,
स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग में तो वो है और मैंने एडिटिंग और साउंड डिजाइन भी थोड़ी सीखी है
अच्छा, बढ़िया।
ओके थैंक यू सर
ये कल कल मिलते हैं फिर, है ना?
ओके सर थैंक
We'll
यू
start off with Pragya, and then whatever questions and we'll deal with whatever comes tomorrow, है ना? If there is a question, separate question.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, thank you.
Thank you.